Unicorns and glitter and taxidermy critters are just some of the things they like. They also enjoy 80s hair bands, Grizzly Adams and John Goodman, so if you think that's weird then you can take a hike. But the things they enjoy the most are making art and cracking jokes, so without further ado, here are your hosts. You've got your two artsy gals, Here are your two artsy gals.
Hey everybody, this is Katie.
And this is Lonnie.
Why did we get so sexy?
I don't know, because
we're sexy today.
Yeah.
You're listening to two sexy artsy gals.
Heck yeah.
Alright, now we can be silly again. Oh my god, meow. Lonnie, holy shit, you're such a vixen. I don't know why this turned into Porny Girls podcast, but it did.
Two porny girls.
That's kind of weird, but funny. So yeah, today we're just kind of winging it. We actually had plans, but...
The best laid plans.
Right? Now you're just emphasizing laid. What the fuck, man?
I'm sorry, I'll stop now.
No, you're good. I feel like an asshole complaining about there not being any sunshine today because I've been complaining about nothing but heat.
It is pretty funny, the coincidence.
Yeah, but our original plan was to do sun printing. Which...
What is the main ingredient for sun printing?
The fucking sunshine.
No!
So we're going to have to do that next week.
Because it's cloudy today.
It's cloudy today.
It was like 60 degrees this morning.
I know. I'm welcoming
felt fabulous.
It felt glorious.
Mm-hmm.
My breasts weren't sweating when I got up this morning.
Mine either.
My friend Liz told me the other day that we should just dub this the summer of boob sweat.
Yeah. Dry lawns and boob sweat.
Yeah.
Sexy.
It's not hot. No. I think we talked about this in our last episode too, about just not summer is not a sexy time.
It's not. I swear it was when I was young.
Because I don't think the heat affected us as much.
Mm-mm.
Also, when I was young, I lived on the beach.
Yeah,
The summer's way sexier on the beach.
Yeah, we were at the river all the time.
Yeah, doing stuff. I don't know, man.
Listening to Led Zeppelin.
Fucking A!
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin and Steve Miller Band.
Mm-hmm.
That always reminds me of summer. Floating the river in the inner tubes. Underage drinking.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, hiding in the bushes and doing it.
Yep.
That's the kind of kid I was. Aren't you glad I wasn't your daughter?
You turned out fabulous.
I think I turned out pretty okay.
Yeah.
You're not so bad yourself,
I would
Lonnie.
be proud to have you as a daughter.
Aw, you're so sweet. Look at her. So instead of, like, we didn't even have any top of the show announcements this week. I don't know. This is like,
hopefully
so
we
far
have
out.
enough likes that we're going to be able to do that drawing and give out that amazing art piece that's in our brains.
And we've recorded this. This is a few weeks, or 3 weeks early, I think. So.
Oh. So we should have it done by now.
We might have it done by then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, by the time this airs, we will post pictures of it on our Facebook.
And that's going to bring the likes.
Yeah.
It's going to bring the
people are
likes.
going to be like, what? I want
that.
this shit so bad.
Yep.
So like us, yo.
Yep.
We want to be liked.
I like it when you like me.
I like it when you like me. So, yeah, do that. That's the only announcement we have today. We're still doing the contest as far as we know. Who knows? Maybe by now this is a moot point and we've already reached 200 likes. That would be rad.
That would be rad.
But just know that we're going to have an ad boost on the Facebooks.
Yes.
I'm going to put an ad out for a week or a weekend, maybe. I don't know. However, if I do that, then new people will be in the drawing.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do this before I do the big ad blast to kind of make everybody, like, reward our listeners that have been with us longest.
Mm-hmm.
So, not that I have anything against new people. We need new people. Like, you know.
Yeah.
If this show's ever going to have sponsors, we need to have new people listening to it. And more people listening to it. Because, you know. There. I had to adjust something on my microphone. I was trying to do it really quietly so it wouldn't...
I think it was. I think that was stealth.
Come through. So today, instead of talking about sun printing, because we couldn't do sun printing because the sun didn't come out, it looks like it's out right now, that sneaky bastard. But the clouds keep coming over. So, yeah, it drizzled. I didn't have to water my flowers today.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
it's beautiful. It really is.
It is. But I didn't get to do any research on this subject because I wasn't planning to record about this subject. So we're winging it on engraving art. The brand we bought to play with, and actually I would like to take a moment to thank, we cannot mention her name because she asked to remain anonymous, but one of our awesome listeners donated a bunch of art supplies to the podcast from our wish list. So fun. We're super excited.
I had a great time with it too.
I did too. And this is one of the things that we did was, it's etching. It's paper etching. It's awesome. So it's like this, I know you've seen it before, people. It's like this black paper, but underneath this coating on the paper is silver foil. It comes also in gold and copper and I think brass colored. Mm-hmm. What you do is you scrape this outer layer off and underneath is the silver shines through. And really the whole point in this is to be a little bit more intricate. The reason that it works and the way that it works. I just had an awesome idea. I think I want to do a Stormtrooper or Darth Vader on this.
Hell yeah.
Darth Vader.
Yes.
So,
yes.
For real.
Yeah.
The reason that it works is because you're doing these little tiny skinny etches of, like, you're doing shading. It's the shading is the key.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like hatchwork. Like the little lines, like. So basically the silver comes through and makes the picture.
It's so cool.
It is really cool. We got to play with it. And it comes with little tools. There are, now, what did I say the brand? Royal Langnickel? Langnickel. Langnickel. Royal and Langnickel engraving art. And we had the silver. There are other brands. Like, I think Lonnie asked if Crayola made one.
They make a version for kids. I think it's like rainbows underneath.
Yeah, rainbow colored.
I remember.
This brand has a rainbow colored. Mm-hmm. I was telling Lonnie about a Starbucks cup my mom got me because my mom works at a Starbucks. And she got me this coffee mug that you unscrew. It has an outer clear plastic layer. So you unscrew it and it had a roll of this engraving paper with rainbow underneath it and a little tool, like almost like a stylus that it came with. So you did your little design and then you put it in there and then you had your coffee cup with your own fancy design on it. I made my name, a neat idea. But I broke it.
Yeah, that's the hard thing is they don't.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I broke the lid.
Oh,
it was really good and waterproof, but I totally annihilated the lid. I don't even know how I broke it so hard.
You're trying to chew your coffee?
No, it got stuck in my dishwasher all weird. Oh. And so I grabbed these tongs to pull it out and then the tongs wouldn't get it out. So then I had to get down on my hands and knees and lean around the dishwasher door because you can't lay on the dishwasher door.
No, yeah.
So, and I'm short, so I have little T-Rex arms and I was all, I can't reach things. And I yanked it out of the fucking back and I think it was stuck on something. But anyway, it broke it beyond repair.
Oh.
So I don't use the cup anymore. I don't even know. Oh, yeah, because I was saying that you can get that. It's around. It's not a new thing. People know about this.
Yeah.
And you can get it for kids.
I've never played with it before. I can't believe it.
Stuff. I vaguely remember doing this in high school.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did it in Mr. Olson's art class. Maybe not the metallic, or a version of this. I feel like there's paper that just has, maybe gray underneath it. Or something.
Probably.
I feel like or just white. Yeah, it's just white underneath.
Okay.
I feel like I did this in high school, though.
Yeah.
Totally. But that was longer ago than I care to admit.
And now, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. Why do I sing so much when you're on this?
Because singing is fun.
I've been singing a lot. The kit comes with tools. You have your little cutters. They're just different sizes. You have your 1 and 2, which are shaped almost like a dip pen.
Yeah, I noticed
They're
that.
like little pointy. One's smaller than the other. So obviously the smallest one makes the finest line.
Yes.
Then the next one makes a bigger line. And then you have one that almost looks like a clay tool. Like when you're...
Yeah.
It's for cutting clay. It's kind of or like a carving tool.
It does. Yep.
But it's for a wider fat line, and then you have one that looks like you could cut a bitch with it, but it's actually not that sharp.
Scalpel.
It totally looks like a scalpel. We can operate on someone if we had to, Lonnie.
Yep.
I have a grinder. I could make this sharper. It's not my grinder. It's my husband's grinder, but I do. And I think that he would frown upon me making anything sharper. So.
Yeah, scared.
Yeah. Anyway, and this cuts like big feathery lines or removes bigger chunks. So really, Lonnie and I just experimented around with it today. I think there's totally a learning curve with this. Like, I
scratched the crap out of it. With this smaller one, like,
if you go too deep, bad things happen. You take the silver off.
Oh, and it makes a little mess. Just be prepared to have...
Did it make a mess? I didn't even notice. I'm wearing a black shirt, though, so...
Yeah, you'll have little black shavings everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But they're easy to clean up.
I guess it's a thing.
I don't think they do any harm. They will be everywhere.
I feel like I definitely don't think the drawing that I did really lent itself to this medium.
I think it looks cool.
Well, I don't know. It's like I made a skull jellyfish. I'll put a picture of it up.
I like him.
But it's smooth. Like there's not a lot of shading. Yeah. Like in the example pictures, you see a lot, like lions and tigers. Not that I would do that kind of art, but
yeah,
or flowers. Oh, it would be really cool with flowers because you can really, and they really get in. And Lonnie and I only had about an hour to fuck around with this. It's not like we were.
Yeah,
making
I couldn't have done an
masterpieces of art.
Yeah.
There just wasn't a time frame. This is definitely something that would be time consuming were you going to really do something super detailed.
And I would be all nervous. Yeah, like if you accidentally scratch a part you don't want to. But I mean, that's not going to matter. It wouldn't even probably show in the end.
No, but yeah,
but I did feel like I needed to be more careful with it. You know? Yeah.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
You know, we have that survey up on our blog.
Yeah, I hope people are doing that.
I do hope you all are doing that. Go do our survey. It's awesome. One of our listeners mentioned that she would really like it if we did shows that had things that we could do with kids.
Oh,
now,
okay.
I mean, I guess we could probably do an episode centered on that stuff you could do with kids, but I think that I just want to definitely try to focus on, like, if something that we're doing would be good with kids, to definitely mention that it would be good with kids. And I feel like this would be a cool thing to do with kids.
Yeah.
Probably older kids, not little kids.
Yeah, they need a little patience.
And definitely maybe go the Crayola route.
Yeah,
because I know the Crayola makes the rainbow colored ones. This actually isn't that expensive. It's not, but I think the Crayola stuff might be cheaper and it might be more fun for kids to see, like, the different colors underneath.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, just silver or, because this is really, what this is about, this particular art form, I think, is about fine detail.
Yeah.
So maybe something that's more geared toward kids, like the product version that's more geared towards little kids would be better.
Yeah.
In this case. But it is really neat.
And I'm trying to remember how the Crayola stuff is, if there's a template they use or if they just... You could probably go either way.
Yeah.
It seems like there was a way you could do a design that they made or...
I'm sure there probably is. Yeah. Because they always come with templates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. That's why my niece is so much like I am. Sometimes it kind of weirds me out that she calls herself an artist already. Like, she's really, that's what she does when we come here. We do art together. Awesome. But she's the same way that I am about things that come with templates and examples. She gets all twitchy about it. I don't fucking I don't want your stupid template.
Yeah.
I want to do what I want to do.
Exactly. Yep.
That's why I don't go to, like, some of my friends do Stampin' It Up. They're what do you call it? Rubber sales reps.
Okay. They're rubber sales reps?
They don't follow the instructions.
Yeah.
I just kind of, because they have parties. That's what they do. Like, you go and you can make certain things and use their products. And the hope is that you're going to buy the stamps that you use.
So it's kind of like Tupperware.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit like that. But I just go rogue. I start doing my own shit. And then it's weird that people get overly concerned about you not following instructions.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Like,
I don't think you're supposed to be doing it that way, Katie.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
And I'm like,
that's not what the instructions say.
And then I'm like, look, bitch, that's just
gonna
how
blow
I
up
roll.
if you're not careful.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes those parties involve drinking.
Oh.
So then I get mouthy about going rogue and doing my own shit. And I'm all like, fuck you guys. You guys are boring and lame. And I'm doing what I want to do. Yeah, whatevs. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. That's funny.
That is funny.
I don't know. But it makes me laugh when my niece, like, the Crayola products, we always try to get her something artsy or whatever. But any little kid art product always comes with a template or something that...
Yeah, I mean, like, they really dumb it down.
Like, they do.
Yeah.
Which is so weird to me because little kids are so much more creative than adults.
Yeah. Yes,
like, it's so strange to me that they would feel like they needed to do that because I have never known a child that needed a template or an example.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's usually like, oh yeah, that's how they do it. Mm-hmm. That's not what I'm going to do with it.
How you're doing it, but I, myself, am going to be doing it this way over here. Have yourself a good time. That's kind of funny.
That's the beauty of creativity.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's not suck the creativity out of children or other people.
Yeah, no, stop doing that. Yeah, it's not good.
I feel like these would be really like, you know, my brain automatically goes when I'm using a new product or trying to learn a new thing. My brain automatically starts going, how am I going to incorporate this into what I do?
Yeah.
And the art that I do. My brain's still working on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think definitely that this would be really cool as it's on its own framed.
I know. That's
like this kind of art would be really neat.
Yeah.
I also think that it would have applications if you cut this paper up in like doing ATC cards, like artist trading cards. Oh my God, that would be so fucking cool.
Yeah, it
as
would.
the backing to an artist trading card, and then like there are other applications or postcards or cards. Lonnie's got an idea, and I can tell you, people, right now, were I sitting close enough to her,
I have a question.
She would have slapped me on the arm because she just slapped her leg.
I have a question.
I probably have a smart-ass answer.
But we didn't research, so I don't know.
Okay.
But if you did a little ATC or you did an artist trading card, would there be a way to seal it so that it doesn't continue?
Oh, I'm sure I'm sure any other sealing it would work. You know what I might try with this? I'll do a little bit of experimenting. Is the wax medium that I like to use to seal mixed media art. That might work nicely. Because it would make a coating over it. But I'm sure you could use like gel medium, anything like that would probably protect it. But also when I do artist trading cards, I always put them in little silicone sleeves. Not silicone, the cellophane. You buy that little. I just buy little sleeves for them because it.
Yeah, that would work.
But that is a really good point and something that you want to keep in mind. Whatever you're doing with this, you want it to be in a medium that can be finished in a manner that would either behind glass in a frame or definitely not something that would be handled.
Yeah.
It would need protection because I can see where this would scratch off really easily because really it's just I don't know particularly what they've used, what it is that's put on top of the metallic paper, but it scrapes off pretty easily.
It does. I haven't tried it. I know. I wonder if even my fingernail.
Oh, I'm sure. Fingernail. Yeah. Oh, see, look at that. My fingernail's long. I just scraped a big old scrape.
Wow. Yeah.
So definitely, you'd want to be careful with that. Now I feel sad inside because I ruined my drawing. You hurt my feelings. I hurt my own feelings. I'm so Subtlety is not something that I'm good at. It just isn't. Bonnie's laughing at me because I scratched my drawing.
No. It was just
The look on my face. And I was like, oh.
And then I was like, oh shit, that really worked. Like, oh God, I'm sorry.
You are crazy.
I'm sorry.
What was your favorite? Which one did the tools did you like the best?
Let me see. I think
Lonnie likes tools.
I do. Pointy ones. I think that was this weird yellow one that looks like a scalpel.
Really? You like that one the best?
I did the clouds with it. Yeah, because it's
Dude,
kind
that
of
totally
smooth.
covered up your...
Yeah, my attempt at a bird. I was trying to put a bird on my drawing, and it just didn't. It turned into some weird, like, Trans Am looking symbol or something.
It was a transformer bird.
Yeah, it was.
Jeez.
It was a robot alien bird.
I got an Optimus Prime t-shirt the other day.
Yeah.
I do Loot Crate,
Ah.
which is like a geek meal. I'm going to stop doing it, though, because it's too hit and miss. Because really, although I do like Transformers, I was kind of excited that I got the Transformers shirt.
Yeah.
Meh. I
Yeah.
had a D&D shirt, too, that I was like, I don't play D&D. I mean, I would just feel like a poser a-hole walking around with a D&D logo on my chest when I don't play it. So,
But maybe you're trying to draw the D&D dudes to you.
yeah, because I do like me a geeky dude.
Even though they exclude women from their games.
I know what's
But
up with that. I tried to play that in like late grade school, middle schoolish with my guy friends, and they were all like, "What's a chick doing here?"
Yeah.
You
So
know,
it makes me wonder what they're really doing.
I didn't let them touch my boobs
While they're playing
when we were in high
D&D.
school.
What?
So yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, see all this? Nope. What are you doing here? Fuck off with that.
Exactly.
Okay, I wasn't a whore in high school. It took me a while afterwards, but you know, whatever. We're not into slut shaming here on Two Artsy Gals.
Nope.
Some things I was going to talk about this because Lonnie brought up a really cool idea because she said that she had read somewhere where people could make their own scratch-off cards. And then I was thinking, like, that scratch-off stuff would be very similar to this whole scenario because it is kind of like that. Mm-hmm. So I looked at quickly while we were working on this, I looked at a few tutorials and they all seem to have the same formula with different methods. So you could potentially create something. Now my brain's like going, oh, yeah. Like, so I am envisioning like a scenario where you paint some really cool, badass background, maybe with some metallics, maybe some different colors. And then, depending on the size you're doing, now some of the tutorials used clear packing tape. Mm-hmm. Some of them use clear contact paper.
Yeah.
So I would say that would be the scale would be what made your mind up about that. Like, if you're doing a smaller scale, you probably clear packing tape would be fine. Mm-hmm. But anything larger scale, you would want to use clear contact paper. Mm-hmm. So, now in these, because they're making scratch-off tickets, they're using silver paint to do this, to, like, make the scratch-off area. But it will work with anything. And you could do black, or you could do whatever color you want to. All of them have the same recipe, which is 2 parts. Wait, let me double check this.
Okay.
Because
it's
I keep
cool.
flipping it around in my head, though.
I like our Valentine's Day card idea.
We had a great, it's 1 part dish soap. So just like whatever Dawn or Palmolive or whatever dish soap you use, 1 part dish soap, 2 parts acrylic paint.
That is so
and
cool.
You paint it on, and you have to do it in layers.
I'm going to try this because I
totally am.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what soap and paint mixed together is going to be like.
Well, and because this is 3 weeks, this episode is 3 weeks ahead. We could probably do some examples on our own time of making this for ourselves.
Yeah,
and then putting them up. So we'll try to do that before this episode goes up for sure. Mm-hmm. I think that sounds like something fun to do. Mm-hmm. Also, this would be a fun thing to do with kids.
Yes.
They could make their own scratch-off stuff. or make their own etching paper to do that. And so the idea that Lonnie and I had was kind of Lonnie's idea. It was totally Lonnie's idea. I just added to the dirtiness of it.
Yeah.
So, like,
you made
for
it good.
a Valentine's card, you take a naked picture of yourself and then paint your lingerie or bathing suit over your naughty bits, and then your lover can scratch off the dirty parts. That's like, scratch it off.
Rad.
So,
yeah.
like, you make a naked scratch off.
I think that's awesome.
How fucking awesome is that?
That's cool.
Should patent that shit. Totally. Yeah, let's try to do this before. You want to try to do this? Like,
yeah.
Like, we'll definitely, and I guess it does have applications for making, like, you know, gifts for, like, cool scratch-off cards. Like, you know, someone scratch it off. You could make a scratch-off card where, like, for sexual favors.
Yeah.
Or for chores. Or for your kids for, like, you know, extra TV time or extra whatever.
Yeah, or if you want to make a game for someone, be like, okay, if you scratch off the picture of the car, you get this. Or if you scratch off the picture of the tree, you get that. Or, I don't know, like, make it a little fun game.
Now my brain is, like, going places.
Yay!
Because I think it would be fun to, like, do even, like, I don't know, like, at holidays where you put them in people's stockings. Or, like, even as place, like, now, my mom has dinners like this because she likes parties like that. I don't do it. But, like, you know, you have your place card. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm just going to tell you that my mom puts place cards out, not because she likes fancy dinners, but because she knows that she cannot set my siblings and I beside each other at a holiday dinner table, even though we're all in our 40s. Because we're jackasses. I stabbed my brother with a fork one year. Don't look at me like that. I did not do it unprovoked. He pinched the back of my arm in the angry spot. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When people come up and they give you, what do they call it, a Smurf bite?
I don't know, but that's
a little tiny pinch on the back of your arm. That pain,
rude,
instantaneous. Just, it makes you furious.
Yeah.
I get all like Hulk angry.
Oh yeah, I would
about
too.
That shit.
Yeah.
And my instant reflex was to just fucking stab him in the thigh with my fork.
Wow.
But it went into his leg.
Ew.
So then I got in trouble, and he got in trouble, and she separated us at a table. And thus, every year after, my mother... We were in our 20s then.
Does he have a scar?
I don't know.
Okay.
He deserves it if he does.
I was going to say, does
he goes around pinching
rub it in all the
time?
time?
Shit.
Yeah, that's mean.
That's not nice.
No, it hurts just thinking about it.
So we're separated at the dinner table. But it would be fun to do like little scratch-off cards, like... While you're waiting for dinner or something, you can scratch them off. Or,
yeah.
Or, like, play a little game while you're eating, or I don't fucking know. Not like holiday dinners need to be any more fun than they are, because they always involve booze and too much food.
Yes. It's a good combination.
Well, mine involve booze, because, you know. Look, you gotta be drunk when you're hanging out with your family, people. Sometimes you just need a little help. It's not like I'm an alcoholic or anything, because I'm totally not, but there are situations in which life's just a little bit easier.
Yes, yep.
Things just go a little more nicely.
Yep.
A little smoother. Just the way it is. Weird thing about this. Since I already fucked this up, I'm gonna try to scrape into... I can't get my finger.
She didn't fuck it up that bad.
No, I'll just I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna try to scrape into the microphone and see if people can hear this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's probably going to get cut out when I edit the sound, like the background noise out. Hopefully it doesn't, because it makes a little cool sound.
It does.
So, I learned something about myself today.
That's so cool.
So, Lonnie, what episode was it that you brought up the ASMR thing?
I can't. Oh, the beads, because I was.
Oh, because you were shaking them in the thing. So, and actually, I looked up. Oh, wait, I lost the definition of it, though. I'm going to get it back really quick because... So, apparently, this makes such a cool noise that there are now ASMR videos that are just this paper etching sound. Let's see, what is ASMR? I had this up, but I accidentally... God damn it. Sorry, my iPad pisses me off sometimes with the automatic spell thing.
Oh, yeah.
Autonomous sensory meridian response.
Yes.
And it is a phenomenon characterized as a distinct, pleasurable, tingling sensation in the head, scalp, back, or peripheral regions of the body in response to visual, auditory, tactile, or olfactory stimuli.
Yes.
So, I totally have this. I didn't know that I did. I didn't know that I did until
That's so cool.
I read that thing. Not necessarily for this noise, although it did kind of do a little thing. But I just thought that was like a cool bonus thing that happened in my world. Like, I didn't know that that's what ASMR was.
Was trying to trigger.
And I didn't know that people triggered it on purpose.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's so huge.
I definitely have a few things that do that. For sure. And I just always thought it was like a bonus. Like really, you're like walking around and you go, ooh,
yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I could see where this would trigger some people, like this sound. I really do. So there are there are 4 or 5 videos that I found on YouTube. When I looked up, I was looking up art engraving tutorials to look for methods or techniques or anything that we should be aware of when we talk about it. And I found this ASMR videos, and it kind of tripped me out. I'm like, what? Really? So then we were sitting there, and I'm like, what the fuck is that even? Like, what does ASMR stand for? And then I looked it up, and I was like, oh my god. I get that when people play with my hair.
Yeah, I get it too. There's a certain spot on the back of my neck. When my grandma used to give me perms, for some reason the perm solution hitting that one area would do that, like, really intensely, where I'd just be like, whoa, like, yeah.
Kurt, sometimes when we were definitely newer in our relationship, he doesn't do it anymore, but he used to just play with my hair. It always makes me fall asleep.
Aww.
But there's definitely a certain way.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
Or like he does this thing called tickle rubs, which is weird. I'm getting so personal about this, but it's just like where you very lightly touch people with your fingertips.
Okay.
So you're almost tickling them, but not intentionally tickling them. That does that to me. Yeah. Definitely. But there are sounds too, though. That's really crazy. It's just weird. I've known about ASMR, but I didn't know I didn't understand what it was or that I did it.
That's really cool.
But apparently, people, if you are also an ASMR enjoyer out there, you might want to do this. You could trigger your own tingles.
Yeah.
This is a thing. It's kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy. It's pretty cool.
I'm really kind of excited about trying to make our own
scratch off things.
Yeah.
I am too.
And using it within this context of I'm thinking about those cool metallic paints that we used for the beads. Yeah.
Yes. You could do something really pretty and kind of design your background along with the image that you want to do. And
you could definitely deeply plan a piece of art like that. Now I'm going to think about it for 6 months before I actually do it. Now there's a thing
No, I want to do
the
scratch off photo though. I think that's funny.
We won't post that on our
No,
blog,
I know. I was like, how can I do that and make it clean? Just put
stars over your babies?
Stars or whatever. I don't know. But
I think that would be fun though.
Yeah. Too
I'd
funny.
Totally do that. That'd be a neat little thing to do. I'm sorry, my brain's totally distracted now because I'm thinking of things that I could, stuff I want to do with this. This is great. So definitely make sure that you...
it's really pretty.
It is
pretty. It looks like a, what is it? I don't know how to pronounce it. The linoleum cut.
Oh yeah,
is it lino cut or
lino blocks?
Lino blocks.
When you're doing, they do look. It
ends up looking
like
a
carve
print.
Stamps out of that. Yeah, and make prints out of those. It does have that feel to it, and it's the heavily textured and shading. It's blocky almost. Or I guess blocky's not the right word, but
it looks like a carving.
Yeah, almost looks like Crenshaw, like the whale. People, the old ivory carvings that you could get.
Yes.
My uncle used to have a cribbage board that was Crenshaw. Somebody did it out of... He got it in Alaska.
Oh, cool. I bet it was cool.
There. Yeah, but, I do not condone the killing of any animal for their...
Yeah.
Their but
parts.
It does kind of look like it definitely has that look, especially on mine, because I definitely...
It looks like a record, kind of reminds me.
Oh, it totally does.
Yeah.
Because I used the finer one on mine. So I feel like we should...
I like the bubbles a lot.
I made tiny bubbles.
They're
and
beautiful.
That made me sing Don Ho songs.
Yep.
Because Don Ho is the man. I always color it, like, or take pictures at weird angles. I kind of want to get a...
I know, what's fun is because we used silver, whatever it's reflecting off of is going to be the color of...
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm kind of trying to get it with the sunlight or the light from the studio. Because there is no sunlight today hitting it. Although it's been sunshining the whole time we've been talking out the window behind you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because, you know, that's how fucking Mother Nature rolls.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you guys can suck it. You complain about there being no sun for this, or too much sun. So now, when you want it, I'm going to screw with you.
Yep.
There was something else that I was going to say. Oh, so we got into this conversation, and we did touch on this a little bit in our episode about the watercolor that we recorded. But Lonnie was like mentioning that she was feeling nervous about just getting started doing this, like using something new. And then we got into this whole discussion about art, nervousness, and anxiety.
It's so weird.
And I started down this road in the watercolor episode.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really wanted to emphasize, and the reason that I wanted to do it during this episode is because this is another new thing for both Lonnie and I. Like I told her, I think I remember trying it in high school, but it's been over 25 years that would have been like my freshman year in high school or something.
Yeah.
That's what this show is about. And I hope everybody understands that. Like, trying new things. When I went to graphic design school, and I've been in circles, like I do art stuff in circles, and people that actually get paid a lot of money for their art. I sell art, but I don't fetch high prices as it is right now. I'm not a really prolific artist. I don't have a lot of time to do stuff. And as I have established, I spend a lot more time thinking about things than I do doing them, because I get hung up on stuff like that. But the whole point in this podcast is to make people understand and know that you can do it.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
It doesn't fucking matter how good you are at it when you try it. The point is to try it. You might find something that you're really good at. You might find a new medium that you're going to really excel at. Or it might just be fun and you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that again, but that was cool. Glad I know it. Yeah. You might learn something that you can apply to something else. And you don't have to fucking take a class to learn how to do it. If you see something that piques your interest, try it.
Yeah.
Just try it.
Yep.
Don't be worried about what other people think. Don't be worried. Like, one of my biggest... I honestly feel that, like, one of the things that holds me back as an artist the most is my fear that the art I do isn't art.
Yeah. Well, like,
or that people won't think it's art.
Like, I saw that Pretty Mermaid drawing, and I wanted to kind of do a mermaid. So first I felt like I was copying somebody else's, but I just wanted the gist of it. And then I totally had that lack of, well, I can't draw a mermaid, but I'm going to try anyway. And then it turned
you
out,
fucking drew a cute mermaid.
I'm like,
so
look,
there.
It turned out and it looks like a mermaid. Oh, okay. Like,
yeah.
Weird.
And I do that to myself all the fucking time. Like, I really think, especially when it's things that I, don't come easily to me. Because there are some things that come easily to me, but even like drawing, like sitting down and doing a real drawing and shading and trying to make it realistic is not something that comes easily to me. I can't do it quickly, but I can do it.
Yeah. I could do it too if I sat.
But
yeah.
I've done it. But it is something that I struggle with, and I struggle with being judged. And actually, because I run another blog that's just a personal blog, and this is something that I'm going to bring up. I have plans to write about. in the last year, right before I graduated from graphic design school, one of our final things that we had to do was interview someone in our field. Mm-hmm. Like, we had to find someone local and reach out and interview that person and then write a paper on the interview. So through a friend of a friend, I finally found someone, because seriously, Portland graphic artists or graphic designers should not be dicks. Not one fucking studio called me back.
Wow.
And this is a city that is saturated with graphic designers and creatives. Like, it's insane. But none of them called me back. I couldn't get through to any studio, and I tried for a month. So,
wow.
Finally, one of my very good friends, like my best friend actually, called one of her friends who had a friend that agreed to do it. Mm-hmm. And the guy was a dick. Really? I'm not going to say his name out loud on the podcast, but he was a real fucking asshole. And I went and I sat with him, and really, I interviewed him and I had my prepared questions. He made me so nervous that I just didn't really because I kind of had questions jotted down and talking points jotted down, mm-hmm. but I'm a pretty easy conversationalist. Like, mm-hmm. I can fucking have a conversation with anyone. I can talk. That's what I do. I talk all the fucking time. This guy made me so nervous that I just kind of stuck to the script, but it wasn't a script because I just don't write notes that way.
Yeah, you just had some questions.
So it was weird. He was super condescending about the school that I went to.
Oh, wow.
And was like, I wish they would take their graphic design program seriously and blah, blah, blah. You should have gone to this school and blah, blah, blah. Oh, surprise. It was a school that he went to and that he teaches at. So,
oh, yeah.
It was rude. Why would you do that to someone who is looking at graduating in less than 2 months?
Yeah.
And they've gone through this whole, you can't go back in time and not go to that school. So,
right.
That whole thing. And then I almost felt like, because I have a signature file on my email that I use for each one. Like, for our Two Artsy Gals email, my signature file has the Two Artsy Gals email address in it. And for my Katie Cahill art, which is what I use to contact people that I'm talking to about art and stuff. Uh-huh. I have my art blog as my signature file, like that address. And I felt like the way he was saying things, he had skimmed my blog and read things that I had written recently. Because he used to write a lot about stuff that I was thinking about and stuff that I was doing for school, because mm-hmm. that was a big chunk of my time. So basically, he told me that graphic design wasn't art and that I wasn't an artist.
Whoa.
And that really commercial art isn't even art. And what is art anyway? Nobody really creates art. He was just a fucking asshole. And he made me feel like shit about myself. He made me feel like shit. And I didn't even have my portfolio. He didn't know what my work was.
Right.
Unless he had gone on my blog and read my most recent post and then just made the decision to totally fucking cut me down and tell me that what I was doing wasn't art. He said, sure, I have stuff that I've done at home, paintings and stuff that I consider art, but is that even really art? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Now I think about that, and I think about how deeply that affected me, mm-hmm. and how much I have held myself back since then. And I've been out of graphic design school for 3 years. This is something that has deeply affected me. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I have not produced as much art since then. And
wow.
Perhaps it is because of the way that he treated me and the things that he said to me. Mm-hmm. And I'm just that's what this is about. I don't want anyone to ever feel that way.
No.
And you get into this fucking world, as you start getting out and as you start mixing and you start promoting your artwork and you start trying to sell your artwork, or you start trying to go to craft fairs or have art shows, there are people out there who are going to tell you what you do isn't art. Mm-hmm. There are fucking snobby assholes that really feel the need to differentiate between arts and crafts.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Generally, they're just overeducated fuckwads.
Yeah.
Who can screw off.
Yeah.
Like, really, I don't like the snobbery. I don't like putting people down. Mm-hmm. Like, when you're putting your heart and soul into something, who's to say that someone who, like a basket that's been woven, is less art than a painting on a wall?
Right. Yeah. That's always seemed weird to me, too.
What you're doing is art.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter how good at it you are. Mm-hmm. If you feel good about what you're doing, and you enjoy doing it, and you enjoy putting it out into the world, fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's why I do this podcast, because I want people to know about things and to feel like they can try new things and experiment with things and to not be afraid of trying new things, because you're never going to learn. If you sit in the corner and go, oh gosh, I don't know if I could do that.
For people like me.
Yeah, or oh, I could never do that. Yes, you fucking can. Try it.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking good at everything I do. Mm-hmm. I don't show off my bad stuff or like the shit that fails, but I have fails. Mm-hmm. I have cried and sliced up canvases with a goddamn utility knife and stomped on the frame and threw them in the garbage. Oh, like I get a little dramatic sometimes when I don't like what I'm doing. But the point is, even your favorite artist has fails, mm-hmm. and your favorite artist had to learn how to do what they were doing.
Right,
and it took them time.
Yeah.
So, it struck a chord, and I don't actually remember exactly what it was that you said when we were starting to play with these. Mm-hmm. The engraving art, like, kind of back on topic. But you said something that made me feel like, A, you were clearly self-conscious about doing something in front of me, which you never fucking have to be, ever, because I'm a fucking dork. But that you were just worried that people were going to judge what you were doing, or that it just wasn't going to be good enough. And that, we have to stop fucking thinking about ourselves like that.
Yeah.
Just people in general.
I think
we just have to
see a lot of negativity like mm-hmm. that, and I really soak it in. It's so weird, even if it's not pointed towards me. Mm-hmm. Like just random internet comments that people write about other people's stuff. For some reason, I find myself taking those to heart.
Do you know what? I have a new mantra because my therapist has been working on this with me as people I go to therapy because I have to. My new mantra is mind your own fucking business, and I say that to myself.
Okay, yeah.
Mind your own fucking business. And my favorite thing that I do lately, because I spend a lot of time on Facebook, mm-hmm. mostly because, well, A, that is my social life, sadly.
I know,
like, I don't get out of the house very often.
It's mine, too.
But also, do a lot of social media stuff, not only for the podcast, but for my personal art, to promote my personal artwork. Mm-hmm. I'm on Facebook a lot, and we all are. Mm-hmm. It's on our phones now.
Yeah.
But there's a little neat trick in the upper corner of every post. You can click a little thing that says, I don't want to see this. You don't have to turn anyone in. Mm-hmm. You don't have to block anyone. You don't have to see less of what they post. You can just say, I don't want to see this in my newsfeed, and turn it off. And guess what? It's gone. You don't have to worry about it.
I should have done that with that stupid earthquake article. Jeez, Louise.
I did that to every single one that everybody posted.
It was like bombarding me,
dude, and then I that is a very like specific phobia of mine.
Yeah, I was just laying there going, okay, if the house started falling down right now, what would I do? Like, I couldn't sleep.
No, don't do that to yourself.
Stupid.
But this is the thing, and I get irritated. One of my pet peeves is when people go, well, I'm just going to be taking a break, and blah blah blah, or I'm leaving Facebook. Like, well, then fucking do it and shut up. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a play for attention.
Yeah.
It causes me anxiety when people that I care about and like say that. Mm-hmm. But
I did that once, and then I was really embarrassed later and deleted it.
Well, I was definitely,
but it was a self-pity party. It was fully that. Like, I was just like, I want attention. And then later I was like, oh my god, yuck.
I feel so skeevy.
Delete.
Yeah. But, so, there are ways to make... I have just had to learn that I have to keep, like, I'm very empathic. I absorb other people's feelings. Mm-hmm. And I absorb negativity when it's around me.
Me too.
And so it's not even a matter of blocking people, because there are a lot of people that I love and care about and really truly admire and like who post weird shit on Facebook. Like, we get along great in person, but, and I have relatives and family who post shit that drives me batshit up a fucking wall.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off, and I take it personally, which is not personal.
Yeah.
I just ignore it. And especially because there's an election year coming up, like, shit is starting to get a little bit more steamy politically, and I don't like that kind of stuff. It makes me uncomfortable. I just say I don't want to see this. And my news feed is a very pleasant place to be now.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to start working
and
on
I just
that.
tell myself, wait, stop. Mind your own fucking business.
But do you have that where there's a part of it, it's like a love-hate thing for those feelings? Because it's like...
No, I hate them all the time.
Okay. But it's a stimulation in this way, even if it's an unpleasant one. It's like...
I think I maybe used to, but, like, seriously, I've put some money into some therapy, so I just don't like feeling bad.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it can linger. But just one little sentence can,
here's the thing. I think that letting it affect you that way is a choice.
Right.
I feel like it's a choice, and if you don't want social media to be a negative experience, you know how to make it not a negative experience. There are people who want to have a love-hate relationship with it, and there are people who don't want to be involved in it, but want to be involved in it, but they want people to think that they're too cool for social media.
Yes.
So it's like there's a big drama, and I don't like looking at their shit either. You're not better than me because you don't fucking watch as much TV, or you don't do as much fucking... you don't do as much social media. Look, you're on here now, so shut up.
Yeah.
And just, that stuff irritates me, but rather than getting worked up, because I will tell you that when I was a younger woman, righteous indignation was my favorite fucking emotion to have. Just...
because it just sounds cool.
Just don't...
I am righteously indignated.
Well, yeah, you're you're indignant, but it's okay because it's righteous. Like you have a reason to be, but really it's a choice. It's a choice to be that way. It's a choice to engage with it, and ultimately, when it comes down to it, it's a choice to let what people say to you about your art or about anything that you do affect you in the way that it does. And I made a choice because maybe, you know what, I have weak spots. We all have chinks in our armor.
It has gotten easier with age.
Yeah.
It was hard in my 20s.
Oh my God. You know what?
Yeah, I think age
I think
makes
they
it
should
easier.
just fucking give out Xanax like Pez when you're in your 20s.
Yeah. Yep.
Xanax are better. I could use, I like Valium. Personally, I prefer a little Valium.
Yeah.
It
just makes me sleep. Which is fine. I mean, dreaming is fun.
I don't know. I start to get all, like, I'm sorry to get all heavy and deep and weird. Oh my God, now look at us. What are we doing? We're like in a time warp. We've been doing this for almost an hour.
Oh.
Try this. Like, the point being, don't be afraid to try anything we talk about here. Do it. You're gonna love it. Like, it's gonna be awesome. Just do it.
Yeah, I'm actually proud of my little mermaid that I made. I like it.
And, again, we're gonna come up with some examples, I think, for this. Like, of the making your own scratch off stuff and, like, doing it. Incorporating it into some kind of artsy way. So, make sure you watch the blog for that. And, you can go to our blog/website at twoartsygals.com. That's all it is. Easy peasy. You can follow us on all of our social media accounts through there. There are buttons. Go to them. I keep forgetting to mention Stitcher. You should, like, follow us on iTunes and Stitcher. If you subscribe to our podcast through there, if you don't already, then you automatically have it update to your phone or your MP3 player or whatever your listening device is. Your computer. It's awesome. Do that. They all have free apps. And I don't know what we're talking about next because I'm totally screwed up. We're just recording ahead of time. And so it's going to be... Oh, no. We're going to be doing sun prints next time. Okay. This was supposed to be the sun print episode. So our next episode...
The sun will come back.
You're going to fucking love this shit, you guys. Seriously.
Yeah.
And this will be something that you could totally do with kids.
Yeah.
And it's going to be rad. So until next time, go make some cool shit, yo!
Do it now.